You will agree that free access to clean, drinkable water is one of the greatest challenges facing the modern world. Our planet is home to more than 7.5 billion humans, but there are still parts of the world where a bottle of clean, hygienic water is considered a prized possession. I stress the word clean because water that is otherwise filled with germs or is unhygienic in other ways does more harm than good to one's well-being. Therefore, one should always take proper precautions while drinking water, especially when traveling abroad. This makes perfect sense, as waterborne diseases are among the deadliest diseases and cause more than 250,000 deaths worldwide each year. However, here's an interesting question. If drinking unclean water is so bad, how do wild animals, whose primary, or in fact only water source are rivers, ponds, and lakes that are anything but hygienic, survive drinking this germ-ridden water? Why does it seem like beasts of the wild do just fine drinking bad water? There are several intriguing reasons behind this, and we're about to delve into them right now. Wild animals develop a tolerance towards bad water. Forests are not usually teeming with water bodies. In other words, there are only a handful of lakes, ponds, or other small bodies of water that quench the thirst of a lot of animals that live in nearby wildlife areas. In fact, many animals come from far-flung regions, braving dangers on their path just to seek out a source of water. As a result, these animals do not really have the choice to give up on one lake and casually stroll across to another. They have to drink water from that very lake. Their lives depend on it. Because they repeatedly drink water from the same source or drink water with bacterial profiles that are not drastically different from each other, their bodies tend to develop a sort of resistance to such bad water. Their immune system recognizes certain bacteria through repeated encounters with them and becomes more effective in dealing with them. However, if a particular body of water suddenly undergoes a significant change in its profile of pathogens, it will undoubtedly lead to the death of a large number of animals that rely on it for hydration and sustenance. Ever had a tough time finding clean water on a trip? Share your stories in the comments. Not all water sources are contaminated to a dangerous level. Many people believe that the water sources in the wild are all contaminated to a large degree, but they are not all that bad in reality. I mean, they may be contaminated to some extent, but they are not so full of germs that it will be a problem for anyone who drinks them, whether they are animals or even humans. Moreover, most mammals have a finely developed sense of smell, which helps them determine, to a certain extent, whether a water body is bacteriologically active. When they encounter such a body, they often simply pass on the idea of drinking from it, opting for safer alternatives elsewhere. Do you think humans could develop a similar tolerance to certain contaminants in water over time like some wild animals have? Share your thoughts and theories. Not all bacterial illnesses are necessarily fatal. As it turns out, many illnesses caused by bacteria or other pathogens present in water bodies aren't life-threatening. In that sense, they're more of an inconvenience than an actual threat to the lives of anyone who drinks from these water bodies. Evolution plays a role. The animals that survive after drinking water from dirty ponds will reproduce and pass on their superior immune system genes. This is not formal and recognized nomenclature to their offspring, who then become inoculated, sort of against a certain profile of microorganisms that occur in water. This is a somewhat oversimplified explanation of the underlying evolutionary process, but essentially it boils down to this. Animals that possess the ability to safely drink water from even the dirtiest puddles without suffering major consequences have a significant advantage over those that become sick or perish as a result. This advantageous trait allows them to thrive in environments where water sources may be scarce or contaminated, increasing their chances of survival and reproduction. Animals that drink water from dirty ponds die all the time. Having read all the above points, one might think that animals digest even the dirtiest water fairly well, and that drinking unclean water isn't that bad. If you have this idea, then let me tell you something. The truth is that animals get sick and die all the time from drinking bad water. We only see them drinking water from such dirty ponds and assume that they digest all the contaminated stuff like champs. However, we do not see them hiding somewhere, under the bushes or in the undergrowth, puking themselves out, and dying prematurely from infections they have contracted from the water they have drunk from a filthy pond. Many animals tend to hide when they are dangerously ill and stay in hiding until they recover or die. Therefore, you normally don't see the animals who have become ill from drinking water from dirty sources. This kind of hiding behavior in animals is referred to as terminal burrowing. Even humans have been found to exhibit this in cases of gradual hypothermia. Different microbes make different species sick. For example, Vibrio cholerae, the bacteria that cause cholera in humans, doesn't affect hippos. Similarly, the same microbe in contaminated water will have different effects on the members of the same species. Some animals do get sick. For example, close to 90% of deer in North America gets infected with Giardia, a microscopic parasite that causes giardiasis. Giardiasis spreads through contaminated water and food. If dirty water was always disease-causing and deadly, many species would have probably perished. So the real deal here is in what way is the water dirty or unclean? If the ponds contain silt, it is unlikely that it would make animals seriously sick. In a nutshell, while it is true that not all water bodies in the wild are so contaminated that even a sip of water from them will kill anything that drinks from them, that does not mean that it is inherently okay to drink contaminated water and assume that one's immune system will protect them, regardless of how bad the water is. Do you think new ways to clean water could help both people and animals drink dirty water without getting sick? How do you think technology might change the way we use water in the future? Tell us your thoughts. If you found this journey into the secret behind animals drinking dirty water fascinating, remember to like, comment, and share your thoughts with us. Subscribe to our channel for more exciting explorations of what lies ahead, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a future video. See you next time.